Once upon a time, there was a new leader who needed advice. She wanted to learn how to form a team, the key things to remember about different theories and methods, how to influence her followers, how to set goals, and how to run a team effectively. Thankfully, she had a friend named Holly who had just completed a semester of Leadership Studies 322 at Iowa State. To prepare her for her new duties, she decided to take a crash course in leadership methods and theories and hear what her friend Holly had to say. Tuckman stages is a natural progression of how a group forms and how they operate together. As a leader, you should know what key giveaways can tell you what stage you're in and what you should do in your position. Forming is when the group assembles. They meet for the first time, they're trying to find their roles and figure out what the group is all about. This will look different depending on the type of group. Everyone is happy to be a part of the group, eager to share, connect with each other, and looking forward to accomplishing the mission or goal. They're accepting and ask a lot of questions. As a leader, you want to do team building and get to know each other and make note of strengths. Come up with your goal or mission, as well as encourage friendships among the group. Storming is when people learn to work with each other and when conflict may arise. This tends to be a bumpier path, but a fun time to be a leader, because conflict can lead to productivity. Don't be afraid. Next, you'll find the norming stage, where people are figuring out what the goal of the group is, as well as the tasks and what they're good at. Two characteristics that people will be calmer, mellow, and that they'll become friends. Camaraderie will start to build, and as a leader, you want to find people who are taking initiative. Praise those people, provide encouragement, and make sure that you help especially encourage stragglers and those who might need some additional coaching. Challenge your team members so you don't get stuck in this stage. This next stage is performing, where you can actually see work being done each day. You're getting closer to your highest goal. As a leader, you should feel successful. Keep an eye out for those who are doing well and make sure you're delegating responsibility and tasks. That way you're going to be training your future leader. Take time to team build and continue to be on the road to success. You don't want to go back to that storming stage. Adjourning is the stage at the end. It's a wrap-up, reflection, and looking back at your accomplishments. As a leader, maybe throw a party. That way you can celebrate your successes. There will be mixed emotions of happiness and sadness. Be open to those emotions. Closure is extremely necessary, but the way it looks will depend upon the group. Goal setting is extremely important to measure success. There's a method I like to use called a SMART goal. S stands for specific. M stands for measurable. A stands for attainable. R stands for realistic. T stands for timely. This format can help you ensure that your goal is reachable and that you will be able to complete it, and sets out a plan to put it into action. Oftentimes, delegation for different tasks that need to be completed will fall on the leader of the group. By looking at your group's strengths and knowing what they are, that can assist you in matching the task to the person. With the purchase of a strength-based leadership book, you'll get an access code that leads you to an online test. This test online can help you assess and figure out what your strengths are that you can do further reading on after you get your results. Each of the strengths you'll get back will fall into a category. It'll give you your top strengths, and by that you can tell a lot about a person, how they interact with people, as well as what they may be good at. As a leader, you could do this together and then have healthy discussion afterwards. Categories are executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking. In addition to the different strengths you may have, you might also identify differently from others in your group. This means that you each have different experiences and perspectives to offer, which as a leader you should keep in mind. Being a leader is leading by example. What you do, your teams will do. Keeping in mind servant leadership and the 5 ways of being outlined, you can become someone who is reputable, respected, and sets a high bar to follow. Be present. Be useful. Be accepting. Be vulnerable. And be authentic. Being a leader is something that you work at. Your job is to be a cheerleader and be there for your teammates. Being a leader and being a boss are different. A boss is a title, but a leader is how you influence those around you. Part of your job is acting as a resource for your followers. You need to promote discussion, as well as keep your members focused and on task. Being a leader is working just as hard as your followers and also taking part in the responsibilities. Problem solving and decision making may often fall on your shoulders, but that doesn't mean you're on your own. In fact, you want your group's input so that way you have healthy camaraderie and togetherness. You want everybody to play a role and to help in making decisions. Taking breaks to do group activities, problem solving, and just having fun while you're not in the workplace can help you improve your success within the workplace by strengthening those bonds and being able to work together more effectively. Ultimately, your role in your job will depend upon the group and its members. A leader is somebody who focuses on the achievable and what's possible. Obstacles simply will promote creative thinking and problem solving. You need to show that you are a leader through your actions. As a leader, act as someone you would want to follow. Your attitude is important. If you're leading by example, you shouldn't have to lead by force. Take time to get to know who you're working with. As a leader, you want to produce more leaders to take on your legacy to continue working towards your goal. As a leader, keep in mind Tuckman's stages, SMART goals, your team's strengths, as well as how each person has a different perspective and is unique from each other. Remember the 5 ways of being and how you want to conduct yourself in a leadership role. Keep these things in mind and perhaps consider taking a course like Leadership Studies 322.